Have you ever felt like your anger is an uncontrollable blaze, burning everything around you? Or have you ever regretted the words or actions that burst out in a moment of losing control? In life, we often face unexpected and challenging situations that cause our emotions to flare up like a storm. But do you know that true strength does not lie in the ability to react quickly, but in the ability to choose not to react when necessary? Today, we will tell you a thought-provoking story about two people and how they changed their lives just by learning to control their emotions and keeping their minds calm. It is not an easy journey, but this very act of not reacting opened the door to true peace and happiness. Let's explore this journey together and discover how the power of non-reaction can change your life. At the end, we will share with you some practical and easily applicable methods and techniques to help us control anger and negative thoughts. These are the keys to finding balance and understanding within yourself, leading to a more peaceful and happier life. Once upon a time, there was a young man who sought out Gautama Buddha. He knelt before him, tears welling up in his eyes from the pain within. "Revered Buddha," he began, his voice trembling. "I cannot control my anger. Every time I get angry, I am like a blazing fire, burning everything around me. I have hurt the people I love, and it causes me immense pain." The Buddha looked at the young man with compassionate eyes, smiled, and said, "Sit down here. I will tell you a story." In ancient times, there was a king who ruled a prosperous kingdom. Although he was intelligent and skilled in governing the country, the king was notorious for his fiery temper and tendency to overreact to trivial matters. This caused the courtiers in the palace to always live in fear. One day, the king heard about a monastery located on the highest mountain in the kingdom, where an old monk named Jonathan Anderson was known as the Master of Peace. Curious about the monk's reputation, the king decided to personally visit the monastery. The journey up the mountain was extremely arduous. The king's entourage had to traverse winding roads, sheer cliffs, and thick clouds covering the path. When they arrived, they were greeted by the serene atmosphere of the monastery and the warm smile of Master Jonathan. Master Jonathan had prepared a tea ceremony to welcome the king. While they were enjoying tea, a bee flew in and landed on the rim of the king's cup. Reflexively, the king angrily swatted the cup away, causing the tea to spill over the precious wooden table. Master Jonathan maintained his calm smile and said, "Your Majesty, it is often said that bees are drawn to the most beautiful flowers. Perhaps it was attracted by the fragrance of the tea and your noble presence." The king, still annoyed, replied, "But it could sting me. I cannot tolerate any threat, no matter how small." Master Jonathan nodded slightly and said, "Your Majesty, please allow me to share something. In life, we cannot control whether a bee flies in or out, just as we cannot control every situation that occurs. But we can control how we react to it. If you react with fear and anger, the bee can sense that and may sting you. But if you remain calm, it will naturally fly away." Next, let's explore the transformative journey of a young man in today's world. In a modern city, there was a young man named Alexander Thompson. He was a successful entrepreneur in the tech industry, but he was also notorious for his hot temper and overreactions. In meetings, a single dissenting opinion from an employee could send him into a rage. This caused his company to continually lose talented employees, and his personal relationships gradually became strained. One evening, after a fierce argument with his girlfriend, Alexander stood before the mirror and did not recognize the man looking back at him. His face was flushed, his eyes full of anger, and deep worry lines etched into his forehead. He realized he needed to change. Alexander began attending courses on meditation and mindfulness. Initially, he found it incredibly challenging to sit still and observe his breath. His mind would wander to stressful meetings, irritating emails, and broken relationships. But gradually, through regular practice, Alexander began to realize an important truth. Between the moment of stimulus and reaction, there is a space. In that space, he had the power to choose his response. One day, during an important meeting with investors, a partner openly criticized his company's business strategy. Previously, this situation would have certainly made Alexander furious. But this time, he took a deep breath, felt the anger rising within him, and chose to listen with openness. Instead of retaliating, he said, "Thank you for your feedback. I can understand your concerns. Let's discuss and find the best solution together." This calm response not only salvaged the negotiation but also opened up new opportunities for collaboration. Sarah, Alexander's assistant, who had worked with him for many years, remarked on the change. "I don't recognize the Alexander of old anymore. He is still decisive and full of energy, but now there is a calmness and depth in how he handles things." When asked about the secret to his transformation, Alexander shared, "I learned that true strength does not lie in the ability to react quickly but in the ability to choose not to react when necessary. It is not an easy journey, but with each moment I choose calmness over anger, I become a little stronger." The story of Alexander's transformation spread among the business community. He began to be invited to speak at leadership and personal development seminars. His message was simple yet profound. In this turbulent world, the ability not to react can be our most powerful tool. The power of non-reaction is not about suppressing emotions or becoming passive. It is the art of creating space between stimulus and response, the ability to choose how we respond to the world. When we master this art, we not only improve our relationships and careers but also find peace within, a precious gift in this chaotic life. What did you learn from the two stories above? The two stories about the king and Alexander give us a profound insight into the power of non-reaction and how it can change our lives. In the first story, the king learns from Master Jonathan that not every situation can be controlled, but we can always control how we react. Anger and immediate reactions often only bring negative consequences and increase the chaos in our lives. Calmness and the ability to master emotions help us maintain peace in all circumstances and avoid unnecessary troubles. In the second story, Alexander, a successful yet quick-tempered entrepreneur, finds transformation after realizing the consequences of his anger. Through practicing meditation and mindfulness, he learns to create a space between stimulus and response, which allows him to choose a better way to react. As a result, he improves his relationships, his career, and becomes a calmer and more respectable person. The two stories above also show us that to have a more peaceful, happy, and clear-minded life, we need to understand and practice the following important lessons. Firstly, control emotions and do not react hastily. Remember that anger does not naturally disappear if we do not handle it properly. Anger can be likened to a fire that burns everything around it if not controlled. Instead of reacting hastily, practice pausing, taking a deep breath, and thinking before acting. This not only helps reduce stress but also strengthens your relationships. Secondly, practice mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness helps you focus on the present, without clinging to the past or dreaming about the future. Set aside some time each day to meditate or practice mindfulness. This will help you develop the ability to observe your emotions without being dominated by them, thereby making you stronger in self-control. Thirdly, create space between stimulus and response. In every difficult situation, try to create a pause between the stimulus and the response. This is the moment when you can choose the smartest action instead of reacting instinctively. Not reacting immediately does not mean suppressing emotions or becoming passive. It shows that you are calm and wise enough to choose the best way to act. Fourthly, let go and live in the present. Do not cling to past mistakes or worry about things that have not yet happened. Living in the present and mastering it helps you find peace of mind. When you focus on the present moment, you can see things more clearly and are less likely to get caught up in negative emotions. Fifthly, winning over oneself is the greatest victory. As Alexander shared, true strength does not lie in the ability to react quickly or fiercely, but in knowing when not to react. Conquering oneself is the first step towards a happy and serene life. To understand and practice the above lessons, we need to pay special attention to the following daily activities. Number 1. Practice patience. Patience is not easy, especially when we face daily challenges. One simple way to practice patience is to apply the 10-second rule. When you feel anger or stress rising, count from 1 to 10 and take deep breaths. With each exhale, imagine you are releasing negative emotions. This habit helps to calm the mind, allowing you to react with more clarity instead of exploding in anger. Additionally, you can apply walking meditation techniques, focusing on your steps and breath to help reduce stress in urgent situations. Number 2, observe your thoughts. One effective method to control emotions is to practice mindfulness. Take time each day to sit still and observe your stream of thoughts. Focus on your breath, feel the air entering and leaving your body, and monitor any thoughts that arise without judging them. If negative thoughts appear, recognize them and gently bring your attention back to your breath. This method helps you identify the source of negative emotions and create distance between you and the emotions, making it easier to control them. Number 3, appreciate small moments. In our busy lives, we often forget the value of simple moments. Take time to enjoy a cup of morning tea or coffee, listen to the birds singing, or feel the sun on your skin. Do not take these small things for granted but savor them fully. This helps you connect with the present and soothe your mood, keeping your spirit balanced. Keeping a journal to record memorable moments and things you are grateful for each day is also an effective way to maintain positivity. Number 4, practice gratitude. Each night before going to bed, write down at least 3 things you are grateful for that day. This helps you focus on the positive aspects, creating a mindset of happiness and peace. When you are grateful, you are less affected by negative emotions and anger because your mind has been trained to see the good things in life. Number 5, connect and share with others. Sharing your story or listening to others' stories will help you gain more understanding and empathy. This not only reduces feelings of loneliness but also enhances compassion and kindness. When you open your heart to share, you learn to respect different opinions and respond more calmly in tense situations. Let's summarize together. The power of non-reaction is not about avoiding emotions or becoming apathetic, but a powerful form of self-mastery. As the stories of the king and Alexander have shown, not reacting immediately not only helps us avoid negative consequences but also allows us to demonstrate strong mental resilience. In every situation, creating a small space for you to choose your response is not only a smart choice but also a practice of wisdom and human qualities. The ability to master emotions and not react immediately helps you find peace of mind, a precious state in this chaotic modern life. When you focus on the present, you will realize that life has many things to cherish. Your relationships will become more enduring when you know how to listen, empathize, and not get swept up in momentary anger. This not only improves your career and social life but also makes you someone others want to turn to and trust. Remember, this journey is not a race but a continuous process. Each time you choose a calm response, you take another step on the path to self-mastery and happiness. And most importantly, the peace you find will not only benefit you but also spread to those around you, creating a positive and loving living environment. Finally, remind yourself that true strength does not lie in controlling others or the surrounding situations, but in mastering oneself. In a life full of stimuli, knowing when to stay silent and when to act is an art that takes time to learn and practice. But with patience and determination, you will find lasting happiness and peace of mind. Wishing you much positive energy, effectively practicing the lessons from this video step by step, and having a truly peaceful, happy, and meaningful life. We are always grateful for the time and attention you give to our Wisdom Life channel. We strive every day to share with you many profound and meaningful life lessons. Please subscribe to our channel to not miss out on highly valuable videos in the future. Thank you very much.